Is your understanding of eternity truly complete? Does the vastness of time and the infinite nature of God resonate deeply within you? Today, we embark on a journey to uncover the profound implications of God's declaration, "I am that I am." This seemingly simple phrase holds the key to understanding the very origin of eternity, its relevance to our lives, and the unwavering nature of our Creator. This isn't just another theological discussion, it's a vital exploration of the foundations of faith. Imagine unlocking the secrets to a deeper connection with the divine, understanding the timeless nature of God's love, and discovering how His eternal presence shapes your very existence. We will unravel the mysteries hidden within this powerful declaration, providing clear and actionable insights that will transform your perspective on time, eternity, and your place within God's grand design. Beyond the intellectual exploration, this devotional journey will empower you with practical tools to navigate life's challenges with renewed faith and understanding. We'll discover how the concept of God's eternity fosters trust, patience, and perspective in a world often characterized by fleeting moments. This isn't just academic knowledge, it's a pathway to practical application, equipping you with the wisdom to live a more meaningful and fulfilling life grounded in the eternal truth of God's being. This exploration isn't about complex theological jargon. It's about experiencing the profound beauty and simplicity of God's eternal nature. Prepare to be captivated as we delve into the depths of Exodus 3:14, discovering how this declaration reshapes our understanding of time, existence, and our relationship with the Almighty. Through insightful analysis and practical application, you'll gain a deeper appreciation for God's unchanging character and His timeless presence, leading to a more profound and fulfilling spiritual journey. The revelation of God's "I am that I am" is more than just a historical account. It's a living truth with profound implications for your life today. Prepare to be transformed as we unravel the mystery behind eternity and its relevance to your daily walk with God. Let's embark on this transformative journey together. In a world often defined by fleeting moments and constant change, the question of eternity takes on profound significance. We grapple with the passage of time, the inevitability of loss, and the search for lasting meaning. Within the context of our devotional journey, understanding the origin of eternity as revealed in God's declaration, "I am that I am," becomes crucial. This declaration, found in Exodus 3:14, isn't simply a statement of identity. It's a foundational revelation about God's nature. Imagine trying to grasp the immensity of a vast ocean. You can observe the waves, the currents, the shoreline, but the source, the deep, unfathomable ocean itself, remains hidden. Similarly, our human understanding of time and existence often fails to comprehend the infinite nature of God. Understanding this foundational truth is essential to navigate life's complexities. We live in a world where fleeting trends and temporary joys often overshadow the enduring values and eternal realities. This can lead to anxieties about the future, insecurities about the present, and a struggle to find lasting meaning. By understanding God's eternal nature, we can anchor our lives in something unshakable. Consider the daily challenges we face, the pressures of work, the anxieties of relationships, and the uncertainties of the future. Without a firm foundation, these struggles can become overwhelming. The concept of an eternally present God, existing outside the confines of time, provides a powerful source of strength and hope. This devotional exploration of "I am that I am" will equip you with the tools to understand God's timeless presence and apply this understanding to your daily life. We will delve into the concept of God's self-existence, His immutability, and His transcendence over time. These foundational elements will provide a solid framework for comprehending the profound implications of God's eternity and its practical application in navigating life's journey. Unlock the mysteries of eternity with us. Subscribe now for more insights into I Am That I Am. Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. Your feedback is crucial to our continued exploration. Let's journey together. Our goal is to understand the profound implications of I Am That I Am and apply its meaning to our daily lives. This isn't just about abstract theology. It's about finding practical ways to connect with God's eternal nature. We can achieve this by focusing on key aspects of God's self-existence. First, understanding God's self-existence frees us from the limitations of time. Imagine a farmer planting a seed. The seed's potential for growth exists before it sprouts, just as God's presence and power exist beyond the confines of time. This concept helps us approach challenges with a different perspective. If God is not bound by time, then neither are his promises or his love. Second, recognize God's immutability. Think of a compass needle always pointing north. God's character, his love, his promises, they remain constant, unchanging throughout eternity. This steadfastness offers unwavering security in a world that often shifts. When facing difficulties, remember God's unchanging nature, a constant anchor in the storm. Third, cultivate a deeper understanding of God's sovereignty. Imagine a skilled architect meticulously planning a building. God, as the architect of the universe, has a perfect plan, a timeless design. This truth fosters trust and acceptance. God's sovereignty assures us that everything is under his control, even when we don't understand the reasons behind events. Fourth, translate this understanding into practical action. If God is eternal, then our lives have eternal significance. Focus on building relationships rooted in faith and love, knowing their impact extends beyond this earthly realm. This perspective fosters a sense of purpose, a desire to live in alignment with God's eternal plan. Finally, address common questions. How can we reconcile God's eternity with our perception of time? Embrace the mystery. God's ways are higher than our ways. Focus on the present moment while remembering God's eternal presence. This will bring peace and perspective to our lives. Consider a young child, full of wonder and questions, gazing at the vast night sky. The twinkling stars, seemingly countless, evoke a sense of awe and mystery. This moment of wonder, this connection to something beyond our immediate grasp, mirrors the pivotal importance of understanding God's declaration, I am that I am. This pivotal moment, this recognition of God's eternal nature, is crucial in today's world, often characterized by fleeting trends and immediate gratification. We are bombarded with messages of instant success, fleeting pleasures, and the constant pressure of achieving more. This relentless pursuit of the temporary can obscure the eternal truth of God's existence and his timeless presence. The problem is this: without understanding God's eternity, we risk losing sight of the profound significance of our lives. We become entangled in the distractions of the present, neglecting the eternal implications of our choices and actions. This can lead to a sense of emptiness, a feeling of being adrift in a sea of meaninglessness. We become disconnected from the source of our being, losing the guiding light that illuminates our path. Think of a ship sailing on the ocean. Without a compass, without understanding the vastness of the sea, the sailors are lost. Similarly, without understanding God's eternity, we are lost in the turbulent waters of a world focused on the fleeting. The declaration, I am that I am, is our compass, guiding us towards a deeper understanding of our place in the universe and our relationship with the eternal God. This understanding is not just an intellectual exercise. It's a vital step towards finding lasting peace and purpose. It is a call to action, urging us to prioritize the eternal over the temporal, to recognize the profound significance of our lives in light of God's timeless presence. This pivotal moment, this recognition of God's eternity, is the turning point that reorients us, directing our lives toward a more meaningful and fulfilling path. To understand I am that I am, we must first grasp the concept of God's self-existence. This isn't about a philosophical debate, it's about a fundamental truth about God's nature. Imagine a cause and effect chain. Something causes something else, which causes something else, and so on. God, however, is not a product of a cause. He is the uncaused cause, the source of all existence. He exists eternally, without beginning or end. This self-existence is a crucial component of God's eternity. He is not dependent on anything or anyone for his being. This contrasts sharply with our own experience of time. We are born, we live, and we die. We are dependent on countless factors for our existence. God, however, is independent, eternally present, and unchanging. Consider the concept of immutability. God's nature is unchanging. This doesn't mean he's static, rather his attributes, love, justice, mercy, remain consistent throughout eternity. Think of a compass needle always pointing north. It doesn't change its direction, it consistently points to the same north. Similarly, God's character is steadfast and unchanging. Now, let's examine the relationship between God and time. God is not bound by time. Time, in its linear progression, is a human construct, a way we measure events. God, however, exists outside of time. He's the source of time itself. This is a challenging concept, but consider a painter creating a masterpiece. The painting exists within the time frame of the artist's creation, but the artist, the creator, transcends the time it took to complete the painting. The declaration, "I am that I am," highlights God's self-sufficiency. He doesn't need us or anything else to exist. He is the source of all existence. This truth is a powerful reminder of God's sovereignty and his ultimate control over all things. He is not dependent on our actions or our understanding, but we are dependent on him. Finally, consider the implications for our lives. If God is eternal, then our lives have eternal significance. We are part of a larger, timeless narrative. This perspective fosters trust, patience, and a profound sense of purpose. It allows us to approach challenges with a renewed understanding of God's unchanging love and presence. Applying the concept of God's eternity to our daily lives can be challenging, especially when faced with immediate anxieties and pressures. One common obstacle is the feeling of being overwhelmed by the present moment. We might be caught in a cycle of worry about the future or regret over the past, losing sight of God's eternal presence. To counter this, practice mindfulness. Take time each day to focus on the present moment, acknowledging God's presence in that moment. This could involve a few minutes of quiet reflection, prayer, or simply appreciating the beauty of nature. This simple act of focusing on the present anchors us in the eternal. Another challenge arises when facing setbacks or disappointments. It's easy to feel discouraged or question God's plan. However, remembering God's immutability and his perfect timing can offer comfort. Imagine a gardener nurturing a sapling. The growth isn't immediate, it's a process. Similarly, God's plan unfolds over time, and his timing is perfect. Consider a situation where you're facing a significant challenge. Instead of focusing on the perceived obstacles, shift your perspective to God's eternal perspective. He sees the entire picture, the beginning and the end. This perspective can foster patience and trust, even when the present seems uncertain. A powerful strategy is to cultivate a deeper relationship with God through prayer and study of his word. Engage in consistent prayer, not just during times of crisis, but as a daily practice. This connection to the eternal God grounds you in his unchanging love and presence. Regular scripture study helps you understand God's eternal nature and his plan for your life. Finally, apply this understanding to your relationships. Recognize that relationships are not defined by fleeting moments, but by the eternal values of love, compassion, and forgiveness. Treat others with the same understanding and grace you would want to receive, knowing that your interactions have eternal significance. This fosters deeper, more meaningful connections. Delving deeper into the concept of God's self-existence reveals a profound truth. God is the source of all existence, and He is not defined by time. This understanding allows us to see our lives not as isolated moments, but as part of an eternal narrative. This perspective transforms our perspective on suffering and joy. Consider the life of Abraham. He faced countless trials and uncertainties, yet he held fast to God's promises, knowing that God's plan transcended the limitations of his immediate circumstances. He understood that God's "I am" meant God was eternally committed to his covenant. Similarly, the Apostle Paul, despite facing persecution and hardship, maintained unwavering faith. His letters reveal a deep understanding of God's eternal nature, a source of strength and resilience in the face of adversity. He understood that God's promises were not tied to earthly circumstances, but to an eternal reality. These examples highlight a crucial point. Understanding God's eternity doesn't eliminate suffering, but it changes our response to it. It allows us to find strength and hope in the midst of trials, knowing that God's love and plan extend beyond the limitations of time. Furthermore, consider the concept of God's omniscience. If God exists outside of time, He knows the past, present, and future simultaneously. This doesn't mean He dictates our choices. Rather, it means He understands the entire narrative, including the challenges and joys we face. This understanding fosters a profound trust in God's plan, even when we don't fully comprehend it. It's about recognizing that our present struggles are part of a larger, eternal tapestry woven by a loving and all-knowing God. This realization brings peace and perspective, allowing us to navigate life's complexities with unwavering faith. Ultimately, understanding "I am that I am" is about recognizing our place within God's eternal narrative. It's about understanding that our lives, while finite, are significant and deeply intertwined with the eternal nature of God. This profound understanding is the cornerstone of a life lived with faith, hope, and enduring love. Understanding the declaration, "I am that I am," has profound implications for our daily lives, impacting how we approach challenges, make decisions, and connect with the divine. Research in psychology, for instance, consistently demonstrates the link between a strong sense of purpose and well-being. This sense of purpose often stems from a belief in something larger than oneself, something eternal. Studies show that individuals who possess a strong spiritual foundation, often rooted in a belief in an eternal God, tend to experience greater resilience and emotional stability. They navigate life's difficulties with a sense of hope and purpose, recognizing that their lives are part of a larger, meaningful narrative. Consider the impact on relationships. Understanding God's eternity fosters a deeper appreciation for the enduring nature of love and connection. This perspective can strengthen bonds, fostering patience and understanding in times of conflict. It encourages a shift from transactional relationships to those grounded in eternal values. Furthermore, the concept of God's eternity has real-world implications for personal growth. When we recognize that our lives are part of an eternal plan, we're less likely to be consumed by fleeting anxieties or discouraged by temporary setbacks. This understanding allows us to approach challenges with a long-term perspective, fostering resilience and a sense of purpose. Experts in the field of spirituality often highlight the importance of cultivating a mindful awareness of God's presence. By acknowledging God's eternal nature, we can cultivate a deeper connection with the divine, fostering a sense of peace and well-being in our daily lives. This connection allows us to find strength and guidance amidst life's complexities. Consider the impact on decision-making. Understanding God's eternity prompts us to make choices aligned with eternal values, not just immediate gratification. This fosters a sense of responsibility, shaping our decisions with a long-term vision and a commitment to ethical principles. It empowers us to live with purpose, knowing that our actions have eternal consequences. Now, let's address some lingering questions about God's declaration, "I am that I am," and the origin of eternity. A common concern is how to reconcile God's eternity with our finite experience of time. Think of it like this: a river flows endlessly, but each drop of water is unique and exists only for a moment. God, like the river, is eternal, but each moment of our lives, though fleeting, is significant within His eternal plan. Another question might be, how can we practically apply this understanding to our daily lives? The key is to cultivate a mindset of gratitude and appreciation. When you're facing a challenge, remember that God sees the whole picture from beginning to end. This perspective fosters patience and trust, even when the present seems uncertain. Consider the impact on decision-making. Understanding God's eternity prompts us to make choices aligned with eternal values, not just immediate gratification. This shift in perspective can dramatically change how we approach relationships, work, and personal growth. We become more mindful of the long-term consequences of our actions. One expert in spiritual psychology highlights that focusing on God's eternal nature fosters a sense of inner peace and resilience. Studies show that individuals with a strong sense of purpose, often connected to a belief in an eternal being, experience lower levels of stress and anxiety. This isn't about ignoring problems, but about approaching them with a different, more grounded perspective. So how do we move forward? Start by reflecting on your own experiences. How does understanding God's eternity affect your perspective on challenges? What new insights or questions do you have now? This is a journey, not a destination. Cultivating a deeper understanding of God's eternity is an ongoing process of learning, growing, and deepening your connection with the divine. The more you reflect on this concept, the more you'll see its relevance in your daily life. Embrace the journey and allow God's eternal presence to guide you. We've journeyed through the profound implications of God's declaration, "I am that I am," exploring the origin of eternity. We've seen how understanding God's self-existence, His immutability, and His transcendence over time can profoundly impact our lives. This isn't just abstract theology, it's a practical framework for navigating life's challenges with greater peace, purpose, and faith. The core takeaway is this: God's eternity isn't a distant concept, it's a tangible reality that shapes our present and future. By recognizing that God exists outside the confines of time, we can approach our lives with a different perspective. We can find solace in His unchanging love and trust in His perfect plan, even amidst life's uncertainties. This understanding fosters a profound sense of hope and purpose. When we realize our lives are part of a larger, eternal narrative, we're less likely to be consumed by anxieties about the future or regrets about the past. We can embrace each moment with gratitude, knowing that every choice, every relationship, every challenge has eternal significance within God's grand design. Now, how can you apply these insights? First, make a conscious effort to connect with God's presence in your daily life. Engage in prayer, meditation, or simply take moments to appreciate the beauty of creation. Second, cultivate a mindset of gratitude. Recognize that even in difficult times, God's love and grace are unwavering. Third, approach challenges with patience and trust. Recognize that God's plan unfolds over time, and His timing is perfect. Finally, share this understanding with others. Encourage discussions and share your newfound insights. Let's support each other in this journey of faith and understanding. By applying these actionable steps, you'll experience a profound transformation in your relationship with God and in your daily life. This is just the beginning of a journey that will deepen your faith and bring you closer to the eternal God. Let's continue this conversation, reflecting on God's declaration, "I am that I am." We're reminded of the profound mystery and beauty of his eternal nature. It's not just a theological concept, it's a living truth that shapes our understanding of ourselves and our place within the universe. This understanding is a source of strength, hope, and enduring peace. Imagine a vast ocean stretching beyond our comprehension. Each wave, each ripple is a fleeting moment, yet the ocean itself remains constant, timeless. God, like that ocean, transcends the limitations of time, offering us a secure anchor in a world often characterized by change and uncertainty. The declaration, "I am that I am," isn't about escaping life's challenges. It's about facing them with a renewed perspective. It's about recognizing that our present struggles are part of a larger, eternal narrative, a story written by a loving and all-knowing God. This understanding transforms our approach to life. We're less consumed by anxieties about the future or regrets about the past. Instead, we can embrace each moment with gratitude, knowing that every experience, every relationship, every challenge has eternal significance within God's grand design. So, what's the next step? Take time to reflect on your own life. How can you apply the concept of God's eternity to your daily decisions and interactions? How can you find solace and strength in his unchanging love? Let this understanding guide your actions, shaping your relationships and fostering a deeper connection with the divine. This is more than just a theological exploration. It's a journey of transformation. It's a call to live with purpose, faith, and a profound appreciation for the eternal nature of God's love. Let this understanding be a compass guiding you on your path toward a more meaningful and fulfilling life. Embrace the journey and let the eternal God illuminate your way.